What's going on, YouTube? So today I wanted to show you how to brew a beer with the Beermkr. I just got this device. I've brewed one beer with it so far. Came out amazing. It was the Chubby Stout. I haven't seen a ton of videos on YouTube about this product. I think it's pretty cool, so just wanted to go through making a beer, show you exactly how easy it is. So what we're going to be doing today is the Belgian Triple, and basically all of this stuff comes with the machine. You get these brew packs that, all individually packed, everything that you need to brew one beer. So let's see what's in this bad boy. Take this out. We got a pack for our yeast that's going to come into play later. We've got our actual brew bags. There's a waste bag. There is a CO2 cartridge. That's also for the end. This is your actual brew bag. Another CO2 cartridge. We've got our grains. And for this one, we've got coriander, biscuit malt, aromatic malt, flaked barley, candy sugar, Pilsner malt, another Pilsner malt, another Pilsen malt, Pilsen malt, and another large Pilsen malt. And then finally in here, you have these Cerevomyces capsules. This basically helps your yeast to ferment better. So that's everything that comes in the bag. Put that away. So we're going to start the process. First thing you got to do is set up your brew bags here. So now when you're doing this, there's a handy app that comes with it. It shows you, walks you through all of the steps, exactly what you need to do. I'm shooting this on my phone. I've already looked at the video. This is my second brew, so I know pretty much what needs to go down here. So with this in particular brew, the candy sugar actually is going to go into the waste bag. So I'm going to cut this guy open, take my candy sugar here, pour it into my waste bag. So finally got that all in there. So now I'm going to take my white valve and attach that to my waste bag. Clean out all the edges around here. Actually, I am wrong. This is the valve that goes on the waste bag. All right, now when you put these valves on, you want to put them on tight. I'm I'm really gonna squeeze, make sure this is a good tight seal. Got that on there. Now we've got our main bag, and at the bottom, this is where the white valves go. I'm gonna put in our first one at the bottom of our main brew bag. Again, squeeze it real tight. Don't tear the bag, but you know, get it really nice and good in there. And the top one, we put in our servomyoces capsule before we screw on the final valve. Here we go, right here. Come on. Boom. Take this, stick it right in there. It's in there. All right. Now we screw on our second white valve. Again, make sure that's nice and tight. All right. Now we are ready to go to the machine. So this is the Beermkr. We're going to open up the door. We're going to take off the lid, which comes off. Put that down right over here. We're going to take out our brew basket. And right in here, there are some hooks that this bag hangs right on. So I'm just going to hang it right on the hooks here. Push it in. Make sure it's nice and folded, fits in there. Then we're going to take our waste bag and we're going to connect at the bottom here. And these just snap right in. I'm going to take this, I'm going to take it with both hands, I'm going to snap it right in. Make sure I hear a good snap on that. Boom. Alright, so waste bag is in, brew bag is in. Perfect. Now we are going to take our squeeze bar, and this is what basically helps keep water pressure at the beginning stages. We're going to take that and set that into the backmost section here, just so that it's sitting there nicely. We've taken off our brew kettle and taken out all the pieces in here. And now we're going to put this back in, but before we do, this is where we take our second valve, screw it into the bottom here. Nice and tight. And usually when it's nice and tight, it faces front. So now there's a little hole in the back here that seats right into there. So I'm just going to make sure as I slide this in that it seats perfectly in that hole. Then I know this is seated well. Now we've got our valve on top. We're going to take the white valve at the top of our bag and connect that to the top here. All right, heard a nice snap. I know that I'm good. Everything's looking good here. All right, so now we're going to open up our top of our container here. And first we're going to start with about 3,500 milliliters of water. This comes with the machine, and this was in the instructions. So we're going to start with that. And as I'm pouring this, I'm just looking to make sure there's no leaks coming out of any of these holes. I've got good seals. All right, I'm just going to tap these, make sure it's dry. My seals feel good. My water is draining in. Squeeze bar is working. All right, so as that drains in, I'm letting that all fill up in here. And I'm going to take my brew basket. This is what your grains are going to go into. I'm going to put that into the machine. And as that's filling up, I know I need, because of the recipe, I need to add 3,400 more milliliters of water. So I'm going to fill that up now. All right, I'm ready to go here. So now it's as simple as just taking all of your grains, putting them in the grain basket. So I take these, cut them open, pour them in. All right, just going to use my hand, make sure this is nice and evenly distributed throughout here. Looking good. All right, now we add the rest of our water. Alrighty, so we've got all of our water, we've got all of our grains. All we got to do now, seal up our basket. It's got these nice snaps on top. Smells really good, by the way. I can already start to smell those grains. We take our top, put that back on, close her up, close up the door. And then start your brew by simply pressing this button and waiting for it to turn full weight. There we go, I'm brewing. Now, the way this is gonna work is about 24 hours from now, the app is gonna let me know that this has been fully mashed. It's gonna bring everything up to temp, it's gonna do the boil, and in 24 hours, it's gonna let me know that I'm gonna have to take my yeast and I'm going to pull out my grain basket, empty out all the grains. I'm going to put in my yeast and my hops. And so we'll be back in 24 hours to look at that. In the meantime, this goes in the fridge. Catch you later. Hey everybody. All right, it's been 24 hours, so we are going to get ready now to open up the machine, and we're going to sanitize our yeast and our hops and pitch the yeast and add the hops. That'll start the brewing process. So we've got our yeast and hops here. So first step, let's just see what comes in the bag here. All right, so in our yeast and hops bag, we have steam hops. It looks like this one says, can't really make out what it says, although they have it on here as well. This is a handy card that comes with it. We have Magnum hops and Fuggle hops. It also comes with 2 alcohol pads. It comes with the yeast that you need, which in this case we're using WBO6. And so your 2 alcohol pads, this is for your sanitization. So I've already washed my hands, they're clean. Next step is we are going to clean everything that could potentially be, infected with any type of contaminants. So we're going to take an alcohol pad, we're going to clean our scissors, we're going to clean our hops and yeast, and this is 2 other things that also come when you initially buy the machine. You can also order them individually afterwards. It's ALDC and haze and gluten reducer. You're supposed to add these as well. This helps, again, with the fermentation process and also helps with making your beer more clear and better overall end product. So we're going to sanitize everything with this alcohol pad. So we're going to take this guy out. We're going to do our scissors. We're going to do our haze and ALDC. And sanitize our yeast and hops. Okie dokie. Now we're going to open up the machine. And I'm going to bring you in here for a closer look when I get ready to pour everything in. But first step is we open it up. Again, we remove the top. We remove the squeeze bar that lets all the liquid pour down into the bag. You start to see this bag actually fill up. And we're going to open the top of our kettle here. This will actually be a little bit tough right now because it is pressurized. So you do have to break that initial seal. Boom. Here we go. Nice and opened up. And now we see everything start to drain in, the bags start to fill up. And we take out, very easy to do, take out our grains, and we want to let these drain first. So actually, before we fully take it out, we want to take it and we want to just lean it up against the machine like this. And this is actually in the instructions that they show you how to do. You want to just take it and lean it and let that drain for about 2 minutes. So we're going to let that drain, and I'm going to come back right with you. And we're going to show you adding everything to the machine. Okay, we're back, and it's been a couple minutes. I just wanted to show you. So this is what this beer, the mash, now looks like. As you can see, our waste bag that used to be filled with rock sugar, that is now completely dissolved. I've again felt around all of these locks, made sure that nothing is leaking, and that we are good to go. So I'll bring you up and I'll show you. This has been draining. This is what our spent grains now look like. I'm going to pull this out now completely, put that to the side, and dump those out later. And this is what our machine looks like now. Now you are supposed to expect that there should be enough water to fill right up to this line right here. That's so that you can add your yeast, hops, and everything else. And if you don't, they also tell you to maybe like push down the bag a little bit. That starts adding liquid back. That's going to help just, smooth everything out that's going in back into here. So I'm now going to, I've already removed the caps and cut the tops of my yeast and hops to make it easier to add here. So I'm going to start with my haze and gluten reducer. And it says right here on the bottle, use 3 to 7 drops. So we're going to do that. That should be good there. Next we have the ALDC, and again, use 2 to 3 drops. Boom. All right, got our first pack of hops. Second pack of hops going in. And finally, we have our yeast. Okay, we're going to give the bag one more squeeze here to send that liquid up, make sure everything is well incorporated. Really make sure all of our hops and everything get down in there. All right, we're going to now close up the top, seal this back up. We're going to take our cap, put that back on. We're now going to close up our machine, and we're going to push the white button. And this is going to start the fermentation process. Boom, full white, we're ready. Now in about 10 days, it's going to, over the course of that time, it's going to raise and lower the temperature depending on the fermentation of this exact beer, whatever it needs. The machine knows, and it's going to let me know in 10 days that the beer is ready. During that time, it has a vibration mechanism in here that actually vibrates the beer, so that happens twice a day, and you can set the times that you want that to happen because it is a little bit loud, so you could set it so that it's not happening while you're sleeping. And as that happens over the next 10 days, basically at the end, I'm going to get a notification that my beer is ready, and I'll be able to take it out of here and put it into the keg that also comes with the machine. So I will see you in 10 days, and we will look at what the finished beer. Hey everybody, this is fermentation about 3 days in. How's it going, YouTube? Well, it's been that time. Process is finished, fermentation is finished. I got a notification from the app that my beer is now ready to move into the keg, and in a couple days it'll be ready to drink. It's flashing white, letting me know that it's cooled down and that basically the cold crash has happened. That's the last step, and now it's ready for me to put it into the keg. Now this is something that also comes with the machine. So let's open it up, see what comes in here, and we'll go from there. So there's a latch on the side to open it. Once you have that open, just lay it down like this. This is the way. All right, open her up. And inside here we have 2 new gray valves that we're going to use to attach the beer bag to the CO2 line and the tap line inside the keg. We also have a little stopper here that's going to hold the keg line to the front of the machine. That's basically it. So we're just inspecting, making sure we have no kinks in the lines or anything. And we're getting this guy ready to go. So, taking off a little piece of tape in here. Everything that I need now, I have in front of me. I've got what came in the keg. I've got my second alcohol pad that came with my original kit. I've got a CO2 cartridge that came with my kit. And this little rubber stopper helps you screw in the CO2. It didn't actually come with my kit, but I think it was maybe supposed to. I don't know. I talked to customer service. They've been great anytime I've ever had to reach out to them. They sent me this and a couple of other CO2 cartridges for free, and it showed up really quickly. So this is ready. Now we're going to take a look at our machine. So we're going to open this baby up. We're going to remove the top. Going to remove our brew basket. Now, in order to do that, there's two things you have to do. So our brew is ready. We have to remove the two latches that are connecting it to the machine. The one to the waste bag, which we're going to throw away, and then the one to the top. Now, I have just an old towel that I'm going to put down here because when you release these latches, you know, you could get a little bit of leakage. So I'm going to start with the bottom one. Just going to squeeze the black button, and that's going to release it from here. Boom, done. I'm going to put my waste bag away, and then I'm going to open up here and just do the exact same thing on top. All right. So I'm going to take my basket, put that to the side. Use my towel here to swipe up a little bit of the leakage that came out. But everything's still tight, it's still together, still good to go. So now I've got my brew bag here. Just wiping this out, and you can smell this, smells like beer. It's looking good. So we just lift up our brew bag right off the hooks. And here is our Belgian Triple, ready to go. So now we are going to sanitize everything. I'm just going to lay this right down here. Now it says make sure your white valves are really tight still. I'm just going to give these a quick rotation. They still feel really good. Nothing's leaking out of there. I'm going to come around here, close this while we work on this. Okay. Now, just going to make sure my valves are dry for when we are going to sanitize them here. All right, so got my alcohol pad. And just going to take it out here. And it says to wipe down the gray valves first. Top, bottom, and inside. And of course, I already sanitized my hands. This table's clean. Wiped it down with Lysol cloth before working on it. So this is good to go. Gonna wipe around our white valves. Up here. Down here. And then the connectors, wipe around the inside of these as well. Make sure this is nice and clean. All right, everything is sanitized and ready to go. So now this bag fits directly into here. There's actually a label right on the top part here that says top, so that you know that the top goes in. So we are just going to line that up and put that in there. And as you put these in, they slide right in. And I'll come give you a close-up when I'm done. But all right, put the top end in here. Folding back the handle as I place it in. I've got the second part down here and placing that section in as well. All right, we've got our bag in. Now we're going to take our gray valves and attach them to our pumps, and we're going to make sure the red seal is good and down and really in there, that when I twist this, it's not going to come out, or that there's any peeking out. And again, you know, you want to give these a good solid twist. Really make sure it's in there. I don't see any leakage. The red valve looks good. Got it nice and tight. So I'm going to put this in here and snap it right onto my bag. Like that. Make sure none of my line is kinked or anything. Got my second side here. Again, just going to wipe this all down. Wipe this all down. All right. Screwing in my top end. Nice and tight. Perfecto. All right. All right, all good. Knocked over my tray here. All righty. So we've got both of our things in now. I'm inspecting my lines in here, make sure nothing is kinked, that it is all good to go. And now I'm going to close the top and carefully make sure that the bag fits in here as I do it. All righty. Put that down, put the latch on, snap it closed. Okay. Now, on this end is where our CR2 screws in. So right here, there's a hole. I'm gonna take my little rubber stamper here. It helps me grip this, put this right on top, and we should hear a noise as this screws in and starts to pressurize. In fact, before I do that, forgetting an important safety step, they say the first thing you should do to make sure you have no kinks is to test that the beer flows out of the line. So let's do our test first. Got a glass right here. So I open this up and it should flow slowly, but something should come out. All right, we do have flow, so we know that there's no kinks. Now we can screw in our CO2. All right, so we're going to stand this back up, move our line out of the way there, take our CR2 cartridge and just screw it in. All right, we heard a nice little squeal there, giving it a nice continued turn until I can't turn it in anymore. Perfect. All righty. So our beer. Now, once this is pressurized, it is very, very important that you do not open it. Otherwise, the bag will explode and you will possibly damage yourself and get your beer everywhere. So they have a method of depressurizing it if you ever needed to. But now that this is pressurized, you know, this is staying closed until this beer is done. So now we are going to take our rubber stopper. Comes with a nice little piece of 3M tape here. Remove plastic. Take our rubber stopper, stick it right on here. All right, got our beer tap, and we're ready to go. This is going to go into the fridge, and they say about 24 hours it should be ready to drink, and I'm excited. I'll show you that, and you know, we'll take a look at what it comes out and looks like. What's going on, YouTube? So we're back for the finale. Now, it's been a little bit longer than I said it was going to be. I got caught up with some things, and so it's been about 10 days or so since I put this in the keg. I wanted to show you my other beer as well. I bought another one of these so I could have two going at the same time. This is my first beer, the Chubby Stout, still going strong. And I'm going to pour both of them, show you what they look like, and taste test them, give you my opinion on the whole process. So let's start with my original here. This is the Chubby Stout. This is the first beer that I ever brewed. And I'm going to spill a little bit. And just get a nice little pour there. And let's get this guy. This is the Belgian, obviously. Pours a little bit slower than the stout does, and it's a little cloudy, but it's really good. I've had some of it, obviously, and I am very happy with how both of these came out. So these are what you can expect using the Beermkr. So let's talk about this stout first. This is exactly what I would expect from drinking a stout. It's got the great color. It's got a wonderful, like, malty roasted smell, and good carbonation that comes from both of these. It feels like a perfectly carbonated beer. Let's try it. I'll tell you exactly what I think. It's a good beer. It's got a little hint of sweetness. Definitely you get that really roasted, malty flavor. A little bit strong on the bitterness. It actually tastes, you really taste the hops that you put into it. So it's, it definitely tastes strong in that respect. But I mean, this is a damn good beer. I'd be happy to go to any brewery and order this. And I'm happy to drink this. Really good stout. Then we have our Belgian Triple here. So immediately on the nose you get that Belgian smell. It smells like bananas or bubble gum. That's the first thing you get. Just has a light, sweet smell. And that is just a really good Belgian Triple. Obviously, could be a little more clear, but in terms of flavor, that's exactly what I expect when I'm drinking a triple. It tastes, it's got that banana-y, like bubblegummy flavor, and it's just really solid. So I'm really happy with how both of these came out. I actually took a sample of both to a family gathering the other night, had everybody try them, and they were pretty blown away. They were pretty happy. Surprised that an amateur like myself was able to make something of this quality. Definitely better than some of the beers I've had at some of the local breweries around here. They're solid beers. I couldn't be happier, honestly, with the way they came out. And they come in their own kegs. Everything I need came with it. You saw the whole process, how easy it was. So, I mean, if you're like me and you're just wanting to get into this and wanting to get into this hobby, wanting to make some own beer for yourself, I think this is the way to go. This is a great machine. Ordering replacement meal kits is super easy. They ship them to you really fast. The customer service has been unbelievable. They answer all the questions really, really fast. And in fact, there's been a couple times where I was just curious about something, and so I sent something to customer service at like 11 o'clock at night because it was just a random thought that I had, and like they answered me within like 5 or 10 minutes. So that's awesome. You really get that good feel from them. So I can't say enough about it. I think that it's a great product, and hopefully you will too. Catch you later.